Hey there, loves. So I am checking in because I started a new webinar, web series, masterclass, online thingy that was free because I love those things. Actually, this one was one that a friend sent to me to check out, and we're watching it together. And so it's a 5-day series of videos on living your life on purpose with Dr. Michael Beckwith, who, if you're like me and are obsessed with The Secret, then you're familiar with him because he was the black guy with the locks on The Secret who spoke very potently, if that's a way that you describe people talking. I just spilled some of my smoothie, so that's what I'm doing off camera. Anywho, so started day one yesterday of this 5 days of unlocking your purpose or living in your purpose. And there was this concept within the first 2.5 minutes of this video where I literally had an aha moment. I started screaming at my computer like, oh my God, you better say that. And what it was that Dr. Michael Beckwith said that just threw me into a frenzy of elation. He said that, everybody's familiar with the law of attraction. We spend so much time trying to attract the things we want, attract the things we want, attract the things we want. But he was saying within you lies that infinite possibility of the universe. Like you have that sort of God source in you. And the law of attraction really isn't about bringing things to you. It's about radiating, because things are attracted to a source, essentially. So, flies attract to honey, or, mosquitoes at night attract to light. Like it's what you radiate that really allows what you want to become to emerge. And so you talk about you don't attract your your purpose or whatever, like that emerges from within. And so I was thinking over this, and the reason it was so poignant for me is because I recognize that I've been in the space of working to attract. And he was saying, you need to radiate that which you want more of. If you want abundance, you need to radiate abundance. If you want love, you need to radiate love. If you want peace, you need to radiate peace. It doesn't work like, okay, I'm going to be all chaotic in my mind. I'm going to write out some peaceful affirmations and put peace on the vision board, and then I'll be at peace. Like that's not how it works. You attract what you radiate, and what you radiate allows who you are to be, who you are at your greatest point. It allows your purpose to emerge from within. And I think that was something potent too about what he said, particularly because I know in my experience, knowing that, sources within me and all that great stuff, I still am consistently focusing on getting things from the outside to strengthen me or to better me or to enhance my life in some way, shape, or form, or getting things from external to allow me to be able to do the things I'm brought here to do, right? So thinking I'll have more money will allow me to give more, etc., right? When it's not so much the receiving of those things that empowers you and calls you into your purpose, but it's really the emergence of that from within. And then obviously the universe conspires with you and gets on board, and then may put things in your space or your life that promote that or enable that to work better. So I thought that was pretty insightful. And then when I was making my smoothie this morning, my smoothie and my salad for lunch, you can watch that video in my meal prepping, food prepping videos. So while I was doing that this morning, I was listening to day 2 of the web series, and he was talking about Kensho and Satori. So the way in which we sort of have revelations or divine wisdom or come to understand our purpose and our calling, all that stuff, that divine wisdom can come in 2 forms. It can come in Satori, which is that aha moment, that, oh, this is what it is, or Kensho, which is that slow unfolding over time of that lesson or that insight. And while I say I have aha moments, some of the lessons that I recognize I'm repeating in life. Actually, a majority of the lessons in life, with the exception of gratitude. That I feel like that came in an aha and it stuck. But there are a lot of things in life right now I realize are kin show speed for me. I'm learning lessons about, for example, how to treat my body in sort of a kin show like pace. Like it's slowly happening over time. I'm slowly evolving into a greater state of physical being over time. But one thing that he talked about, and I recognize there's some work to do in this area. He talked about thinking of an area of life where you're doing great, and because we're vibrational beings, using the vibration of that higher vibration area of life, or that space within you that you know you're doing well, and move some of that energetically move some of those vibrations over to an area that may be not doing so hot, not doing so well. And when I was thinking about it, I was like, well, what area of life am I doing great in? And didn't have an immediate answer to that question, because I feel like I'm doing okay in a lot of areas of life. And not in a sad way, just that's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. But I don't think there's, I can't call to mind or immediately feel an area of life where I am like thriving, killing the game, cracking skulls, even though that's not necessarily a positive metaphor. But yeah, I can't think of an area of life where I'm just like all 5 stars. And this is different from thinking of areas of life that I have on my monthly review, because I think monthly review is looking at the past month instead of, I guess, present tense or holistically where I am with things. But even some of the things that I said I was at a 9 in, because I don't think I had any 10s last month, areas of life where I said I had a 9. Maybe I'm just doubting or not confident in the areas of life where I'm doing well, but I'm just like, I need to raise it all up energetically and vibrationally. I don't know. Like spiritually, I'm good, not suffering. And yeah, I feel like, I've seen examples of people who seem more spiritually in tune, and that makes me feel like there's work to do in that area. Or health-wise, I'm not the most unhealthy person on earth by any means. Evidence right here. But I know what my optimal could look like, and because I'm not there, I'm like, oh, I got some work to do in that area. But then again, life itself is a journey, and there will always be work to do in all the areas. So maybe it's not so much look at the area of life that you've got figured out and it's perfect, but some of the areas are doing better than others. I'm not sure. If I could ask Dr. Michael Beckwith, I would. But I don't have his phone number. And I feel weird about asking questions on Twitter, but then they can only reply in 140 characters. So yeah, just some thoughts about a class that I'm taking online right now, or, a series of videos that I'm watching. One thing that I have been more conscious of is this premise I may have talked about from Tools of Titans, which is Tim Ferriss's book, is this premise of if it's not a hell yes, it's a no. Like if an opportunity or an adventure or trip, whatever it is, if you're pondering whether or not to do it and the answer is not hell yes, then it's a no. And so I've had some really interesting opportunities come my way rapidly within the past week. Opportunities to do freelance design work, which in lack-based mindset, I'm like, oh, I could use that money. But in abundance mindset, I'm like, there is no shortage of opportunities that will come my way for me to make money. Don't say yes to the ones that don't mean a hell yes, the ones that won't serve you on a larger level. So I've been turning down opportunities for money that don't get my soul super excited. I have said yes to some really cool opportunities to model, which is something that does bring me alive. I love being in front of a camera, even though you probably can't tell from these videos because this is not the style of being on front of a camera that I prefer. But yeah, I love modeling. And one of my bucket list items is to be a performance artist at some point in my life. I don't know when that is, but to participate in performance art, and use my body, my vocal range, my emotions, whatever, materials, found objects, whatever, as a tool for or expression or experimentation or exploration of a topic, just whatever. And so someone, unknowing that this was a goal of mine, sent me an email for an opportunity to try out to perform in a piece that is orchestrated by performance artists. And when I read the description and looked at other performance art pieces from this artist, I got super excited. I was like, hell yes, I'm gonna try out for this, even though I have no experience in acting, dancing, or, I'm a model, but not like a model. I was like, F it, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna put my all out there because that's a hell yes for me. And so I recognized in the moments where I'm saying no to the maybes or saying no to the okays, that initial fear of like, oh my God, I'm turning down some potential money, or what if this was the thing that turned my whole life around, I'm saying no to it. That dissipates pretty quickly. Like as soon as you say no, all of that doubt and fear is like, okay, well, I said no anyway, so on to the next, I haven't had any like resounding like, oh, I wish I would have said yes to this. I wish now I need some money for it. Some of those things have been a few days ago. Some of them have been a few weeks ago. So far, no fires. Nothing has crashed and burned because I said no, which is a lesson that I will say I have gotten way better at throughout my young adult life, is learning to say no to things that aren't important, things that aren't of value to you, things that don't align with your mission or goals. And not only is it important to say no to things that don't align with where you're trying to head in life, but it's also important for you to say yes to the things that do. And so, like I expressed in that other video, I said, I said no to this amazing adventure that I want to go on. I'm still working on figuring out if that's a possibility. And there's no regret there yet, but I'm just like, okay, this is something that I want to be a hell yes in my life. So I started rambling. I lost my train of thought. Meow. It's gone. Anyways, I just wanted to check in because I'm on lunch break and I find that this is a good time. Yeah, so random thoughts, stuffs. Hopefully you found this, I don't know, engaging, mind, body, or soul. Took up some of your time not watching something on Netflix. I don't know. Anywho, I love you guys. And I want you to remember that change is inevitable, but growth is a choice. My name is Brandi Keeler, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Peace. Oh, not gone yet. All right, bye.